Welcome to another The Builders Agency Lessons. Today, we're going to talk about a meeting I had. This was with one of our partners and a client, or prospect in my case. It was actually my partner's client, and it was still my prospect because we had to go to the meeting to see if they wanted to work with us and let us help them with their web development needs. One of the concerns my partner had, though, going into this meeting was the fact that his client had a lot of experience with web developers and web development projects, managing his own site for years. And so it was a concern that I did onboard, I thought about, and forgot about. I went into the meeting. We had a great meeting. My role in that meeting was simply to listen to their concerns, listen to their needs, answer any questions, and convince them that we are the right people for the job, right? The right agency for the job. We are able to solve their problems, their pain points, and we're able to alleviate stress. All the stress they've had over the years managing their site. And so the meeting went well. After the meeting, partner still a little bit, should we have done this or that or whatever? Maybe we should have brought this up. And my response was not to be worried about it. I wasn't worried about it at all. I was on to the next thing, kind of, because when I went into that meeting, I went in there with supreme confidence. I've kind of earned that through years of experience doing what I'm doing. But no matter how much experience I hear that a client has with web developers or their website and stuff like that, I go in knowing that I probably have more, right? I work with multiple clients and multiple different types of sites. I've been a web developer for a decade, officially, and building sites for 20 years. I've worked on a lot of different projects, a lot of different websites, a lot of different scenarios. I've solved a lot of problems and had a lot of successes. I've got that framework going in, right? And so no matter how much experience this person had, and it doesn't matter even who that person is, I'm very comfortable going into a room with others that maybe are perceived gurus in their space, in their domain, right? Just because somebody is a guru or an expert or a genius in what they do doesn't mean they are for everything, right? We're a genius in the things that we're good at and spent our life doing and what our focus is. My expertise is around web development, web design, period, right? End of story. So this is my focus. So I know going in that I'm not going to have any problem conversing and handling this. And I think that's important to remember for everyone, anyone listening to this, whatever your domain is. When you get in front of a client, most clients don't even have that experience like I just described. Most clients don't know anything about websites in this case or about what you're doing. If you're doing SEO, you're doing marketing, you're doing advertising, they don't know. So even if someone put a bug in your ear that this person has experience or done something, I've had a lot of scenarios where I've heard somebody has done something and it turns out after I talked to them that they really didn't do that much or they didn't know what they were doing. So, you have to, that's really important. Like I said, we talk about imposter syndrome and confidence. It's important to remind yourself. And I think a lot of this is just training. You training the mind, reminding yourself. If you have to look in the mirror, however you want to do that, morning affirmations, whatever it takes. Just always, because what you're doing, the reason you're good at what you do is because you spend your working hours working on that thing, getting better at that thing. Maybe even your non-working hours, and maybe while you're asleep, you're thinking about this, you're dreaming about it. You are good at what you do. You're the best at what you do. What's your defined, what the path you've taken to learn everything, and look, think about when you go into a meeting, think about your successes. Think about the challenges you've overcome. Think about all you've gone through to get where you are. How much time you've spent. Now, of course, if you're just starting out and you're just learning stuff, you aren't going to be confident. That happens over time. Confidence, it's not actually, I don't think it's a necessarily this elusive thing that really is pretty straightforward. It's getting experience. It's putting in the time and the years and the effort and getting those successes. And so it may take time to build that confidence. If you don't have it right now, just be patient. You'll get it. And when, in the meantime, you might have to convince yourself going into a meeting, because you could be very nervous going into a meeting like that. I don't have nerves too much anymore. Periodically, it depends on what it is. But a lot of times, like going into a meeting like that, or the other day I went into a meeting just to listen and be a backup for another developer as she presented a wireframe and stuff. So I was there as the back-end developer to answer questions related to WooCommerce. I know WooCommerce inside and out. So I just hung out, and a couple of questions came my way, and I handled it, and that's that. But you'll get there. Keep working hard, and keep believing in yourself. You got this. Till next time.